Super peel out is only for the no save run. Oh, what is that? That's pretty cool, actually, that there's a no save run. See, that's what's like, I don't know, man. That's what's so great about some games, that they give you the option. Like we were just talking earlier about how games with no saves, like games that send you back to the beginning of the game when you die, aren't really valid anymore because people just get too frustrated and play other games. But it's so great when a game gives you the option. It says like, okay, normally you get to save and start from where you left off, but if you're a hardcore guy, then you can do this mode and it doesn't. So like it's great to give like the option. It really appeals to everybody. Whereas if you just make the game super hard or super easy, then it appeals to like no one. But if you give it everything, then it works well. Could you look at the trophy list? Yeah. Oh, looks like there's no platinum. That sucks. But is there no golds either? You're kidding. Man, do we have to get on the trophy thing again? Someone spends the time and effort to make such an amazing game, and they can't even take 2 seconds to make a trophy list that isn't garbage. This actually doesn't look that bad, though. They might not have done any golds because it's a $20 game, and it's a shorter game. But still, you gotta at least throw in a gold, make something hard, beat the game on no save mode. There, gold. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why can't it? Collect gold medallions and blue spheres bonus stage. Collect silver medallions and blue spheres. So is that like get all of them? So you're telling me get all the gold medallions from all the stages is only silver? Like, why not make that a gold? It's so silly. Looks like there's some cool, like, unique trophies, though. So they didn't do too bad with the list. That elusive perfect run only a professional can achieve. Bronze. What? Why? You know? This, like, ruins games for me. I mean, really, like, trophies aren't important. Who cares about trophies? I care about trophies, but most people don't like trophies. But why can't you just hire somebody to take 10 minutes to make a list that isn't terrible? Like, this just blows my mind. This is yet another game that I've purchased in the last couple weeks that is a great game and just has absolute garbage trophies. You know? Like, there's no excuse for this. None at all. They even gave it the detail that elusive perfect run only a professional can achieve. And there are silver trophies, and yet they decide, someone made the conscious decision to make it a bronze. Like, why? For what? Who did this? What masochist and absolute idiot was like, let's make it bronze? Like, it just blows my mind. I don't know why they would do that. I mean, have the trophy or not, but don't have it and then make it bronze. And have other silvers. Like, if you're going to make them all bronze, if you're just going to go with, like, okay, they should all be bronze because it's not a full game. Whatever. But if you're going to have silvers, and then you're going to have a trophy that is obviously the hardest one, it's like, it blows my mind. Why would you even do that? It's so silly, you know? I don't know who's in charge of it. I really want to know. Is it someone at Sony? Or does the game company come up with a list and say, okay, Sony, when this game goes live, here's the trophies? Like, that's what I need to know. Like, someone needs to call me and tell me because I want to know, because I will do it for free. Like, seriously, it cannot be that hard. It cannot be that difficult. I will do it for free. Send me, if you are a game designer out there, send me your game. I will play it and beat it before its release date and give you a trophy list. I will do that. People that like your games will do that. There's no reason to give it to Jeff in accounting who's never seen a trophy in his life, and you're like, hey, Jeff, we guys should make this trophy list real quick. We got to send the game out in 10 minutes. You better figure out this trophy list real quick. Okay, gotta catch them all. Bronze. Like, come on, man. Just think for like 5 minutes. Like, this is unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable to me. I don't understand. Look at Mega Man Legacy Collection 1. This game has been out for how long? at least a year and a half, I think. And look at how rare all the trophies still are. 5.1, 0.5, 0.3, 0.2 silver. And this trophy list was terrible. All it was just beat all the levels, do all the challenges. That's it. There's no uniqueness whatsoever to this. It's just... The only gold trophy is not the hardest trophy. Not even close. It's the 4th hardest trophy, according to the list. According to how many people have gotten them. And then, you know, then they just really screw the pooch on Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. Just make them all bronze. Why not? We have literal trophies that are to get gold medals. Let's make it bronze. Honestly, I wouldn't mind having 1 hour of every stream being me complaining about trophies until somebody from Sony calls me and says this is how it's done. Because I want to know. I want to know how it's this bad. You know? And don't take me wrong. Like, don't spin this the wrong way, okay? Trophies are not that... It's not like I think trophies are so important that every company needs to focus on them. But at the end of the day, if you go to psnprofiles.com, there are tens of thousands of people who go on that website, who have an account on that website. If you have an account at psnprofiles.com, this means you care at least a little bit about trophies, okay? There's thousands of people who are trophy hunters, but there's tens of thousands of people who are on the website looking up guides, writing guides, you know, looking at trophies. So it is safe to say that at least a portion of the people who buy these games care about the trophies. So if you just gave someone an hour to just go in the back and just write a list of trophies that aren't absolute garbage, then you could be appealing to all these people who like trophies. You know, all these people that are trophy hunters and stuff. You could be appealing to these people, and it could help sell your game. And it's got to be easier than anything else. It's got to be so much easier to program a trophy list than any other part of a video game. You know, like I can't. If Sony calls me and it's like, actually it's way harder than it sounds, then that's fine. But I don't think it's that hard. It cannot be that hard. There's no way. And you might say, like, okay, the reason that Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 doesn't have any really unique trophies is because it's really hard to program when that thing happens, then the trophy pings. That I understand. But there's no excuse as to why it's all bronze. There's no excuse for that. That's got to be like one little button. Like, is it bronze, silver, or gold? Gold. Like, it can't be... There cannot be any more than one line of coding to make it gold, silver, or bronze. There's no way. So, like, there's no excuse. I mean, look at frickin'... there's worse examples. There's, like, Terminator Salvation. That was all gold trophies. How does that happen? How does Sony not look at that and be like, you can't do this? Like, does Sony care about trophies at all? They obviously did. They brought it to the PS4 from PS3. Obviously, trophies. And when they made PlayStation Home, they were all about trophies. Like, oh, you can show off your trophies and stuff. So how do they let a company create a game with 9 gold trophies and a platinum, and they just, like, pass it? They're just like, yep, this is good. There's, like, where's the quality control? There's, like, one guy at Sony, hire me. I'll be the quality control trophy guy. Sony, hire me. I'll be the quality control guy. Everyone can send their trophies to me, and I will say, yes, this is good, or no, this is garbage. Make another one. Like, there's got to be someone at the end of the day just to be like, no, this is not right. Like, no way. If developers come up with their own trophy lists and send them to Sony for approval, then there's no excuse. If you take so much time to make such a beautiful game, then why can't you take 10 minutes to make a trophy list? And I'm not talking about, like, the uniqueness of the trophies. I understand that takes some coding effort. Like, to make the trophy ping when you get 10 super balls and a monkey cheese, then, yeah, you gotta, like, do coding to be like, okay, when you get some monkey cheese, and that's when the trophy pops. Like, there's some coding in there, but there's no excuse as to why, like, some lists have, like, way too less trophies, some lists have way too many trophies, some lists, they're all bronze or silver or gold and not correct. Sometimes there's a trophy that's super easy to get that's gold, and then another one that's super hard to get and it's bronze. Like, there's no excuse. If you can make a game that functions really well, why can't you make a trophy list that functions well? It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't get it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm calling calling everybody out that makes trophy lists until someone tells me why we can't have trophy lists that. And I'm talking about really broken ones. Like, there's some trophy lists like, okay, what's a good example? Crash Bandicoot. Okay, this one was defeat all the bosses, and then there's a couple unique trophies, and then it's really just collect everything. This was a pretty okay trophy list, in my opinion. Could have been better, yes, but these aren't the kind of ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about ones that are just completely ridiculously broken, like Terminator Salvation. How does that happen? How does a company that wants to show that getting trophies is a good thing and you should want to try to get trophies, release a game that's just 9 gold trophies and a platinum? Like, how does this happen? Sony's got to be like, listen, if you make games where there's just 1 million platinum trophies for free, and there's another one. My name's Mayo. I am Mayo. Whatever the heck that game is. That's a platinum you can get in 3 minutes. That's unacceptable. Like, you're deteriorating the joy of showing off your platinums when there's one you can get for 3 minutes, I have people come on my stream all the time. They're like, oh, I got my first platinum. I'm so excited, Death. I worked so hard for this platinum, and I got it, and I'm so excited. Now I got a platinum on my profile, and it's amazing. And then, someone else can come on and be like, yeah, I got that platinum for 3 minutes, whatever. I got the Mayo platinum in 3 minutes. I got Terminator Salvation in 2 hours. I got more platinums than you. You suck. Yeah, there just needs to be quality control, I mean, it's outrageous. I don't get it. And first of all, there needs to be quality control, okay? That's first. Second, game companies just need to realize that if they take the few hours necessary to make a better trophy list, you'll appeal to tens of thousands of people who like getting trophies. Not everybody. A lot of people don't. The vast majority of gamers don't care about trophies. That I understand. But you're alienating thousands of people that actually just play PlayStation for trophies. I mean, there are people out there that are just trophy. I have people on my friends list. I don't know if I can pull one up now, but I have people on my friends list that will not play a game unless they can 100% it so that their account stays 100% complete. So they wouldn't buy your game if you have a crappy, that person, the person on my friends list that keeps 100% completion on their account, they will never play Skyrim Online. They will never, or what is it? It's not Skyrim Online. It's Elder Scrolls Online. He will never play that game. I can guarantee you. We'll never purchase it. We'll never play it because there's a trophy on there that is practically impossible to get. So he'll never play that game because he doesn't want to ruin his 100% completion. So these companies need to actually think about their trophy, and it's just something that seems so easy. I might be wrong. I'm no designer, okay? I know HTML, and that's about it, which honestly, I can't see how trophies are any more complicated than HTML, but I'm no game programmer, but it cannot be that hard once you already have the list to just sit down and be like, which one should be silver, which one should be gold, have when the game testers test the game, have them test the games with the trophies, and then say, do a percentage, okay? 80% of our test audience got this trophy, so let's make it bronze. Oh, only 2% of our test audience got this trophy, let's make it gold. Is it that difficult? This seems easy to me. Maybe I'm crazy, but it seems so easy to just be to just do something like that, and then you have an obvious, no one can complain because you had a test and so many people got that trophy, and there you go. It's perfect, and then 0% of people got this trophy. Perhaps it's not the best trophy, or perhaps it's glitched. There's a ton of games that just have super glitched trophies. Doom on PS4, brand new game, completely glitched trophies. If you don't beat the entire game in one go, you don't get the trophies. The trophies reset when you turn off the game. So you have to get them all in one go if you have that version of the game. They said they patched it, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's stupid. And then there's a bunch of other games I played with super glitchy and trophies that don't work the way that they're supposed to. And I understand that happens, I understand that, every game has its problems, but if you had your testers play with the trophies, they would have run into those glitches, and then you could have just changed the trophy out. Like, okay, that trophy is glitched, let's just change it and make it a different trophy. But they don't. It's like the last minute thing they do before they send out the game, and then, then it comes out, it ends up being glitched, and then some game companies patch it to fix it, and other ones don't. I've seen many times on PSNprofiles.com where people are like, are they going to patch this? And it never gets patched, and some trophy just ends up being glitched forever, and then they have to find some weird way around it. It's like, that shouldn't happen. The developer should just patch it or remove. I don't think you can remove it once it's on. That's one thing that's hard, is that, like, it's hard to change the trophies once they're out there because it's on Sony's side. I understand that completely. But there's a lot of game companies I've seen patch, and it works great, and then everyone gets the trophy, and then other game companies that just could give two cares about trophies, Right, that's the thing. I just feel like, I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think that it's just game companies don't worry about trophies. They don't have a guy, it'd be silly to hire somebody just to do trophies, but they don't have anyone at the office that near the end of development, they say, hey, Tim, your next 2 hours, trophies. Figure out the list, come up with a good list. We're going to send it out to our testers and see how it does. Like, they just don't do that. And it needs to be done, I think, personally. I know that a lot of people don't care about trophies, but you're alienating a lot of people who do like trophies, and it's only a 2 hour, maybe not 2 hour, but it's only a small portion, small thing that wouldn't take too long, So I just think that game companies should do that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. I've never been in a game developing space. But if I were a developer, if I were someone making a game, and I was in charge of everybody making the game, and it was getting, and I had to section out my time, I would have a time for trophies, just as I would have a time for testing, just as I would have a time for, everything else that goes into making a game, and the developing, the programming, the everything else. I mean, the HR, the PR, all the R's, the pirate R, whatever. Like, everything that went into it, I would have a section that was just like, okay, we're going to spend a couple hours, we're going to figure out this trophy list. And I understand, like, here's the thing. I understand if a game is rushed and trophies are not that important. And so it's more important to get the game out than to get good trophies. That I understand. But I know for a fact that Capcom is a huge company, and they did not rush Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. So the fact that it's all bronze is just ridiculous to me, and the trophies aren't even good. Like, it's just, they should spend more time on it, I think. But that's just my personal opinion. I made an achievement game in a game jam. Achievements are easy to code, but it does take some time to implement them to show up and be in a list. Spending a few hours or days to put them in is all that is needed, so they are pushed towards the end of development. They work good, ship it. Yeah, that's just the way it is. That's and I understand that's the way it is. And I'm not saying like it's anyone's fault. I'm just saying I personally think it shouldn't be that way. I personally think game companies should spend more time on trophies because there's a big portion of people who like them. So, and there's a big portion of people that buy games based on trophies. So you could not alienate so many people by spending more time on them. And, maybe you don't like trophies, and that's totally cool. You're like 90% of the population, but there are people who do. So, if you're listening to this and you're just like, well, trophies are dumb, so who cares? It doesn't matter if you care or not. It matters that thousands of people care. So more people are going to buy the game because they care. And what do game companies care about the most? Selling games. So it should be on their priority list, Like, it's not about making it... I mean, game companies care about their game being fun and being a good experience, but at the end of the day, they got to sell copies. At the end of the day, what could possibly sell more copies? Making a good trophy list. Oh, I disagree, Skybane. Napaz is a tester himself and has programmed himself, and he says it takes, at most, a day. You know? And it's not... Here's the thing. It's not as much about making an expansively amazing trophy list. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying stop making broken trophy lists. You know? I'm not saying every trophy list has to be the best trophy list I've ever seen in my life. You know? I'm not saying spend days with multiple people working on the best trophy list possible. I'm saying stop selling me games with absolutely broken, garbage, ridiculously stupid trophy lists. Stop selling me glitch trophy lists. Stop selling me lists that have the wrong amount of trophies. Stop selling me lists where the trophies are just stupid. Just make them average, you know? Just okay would be great. I would be fine if they were all just okay. But they're not. I've played several games in the past couple weeks that have the worst trophy lists I've seen. You know? So yeah, it's not about, you know, some games they work really hard on their trophy list. Dishonored worked really hard on their trophy list. Bethesda, they wanted a really good trophy list for Dishonored. They even changed it slightly for the Definitive Edition. They didn't just copy them over. That's great. That's awesome. Then there's games like Tekken that they're just kind of like a normal trophy list. That's totally fine. But Capcom making 2 completely garbage trophy lists is unacceptable. No. Make it right. Make it work correctly, at least. Walk 10 steps is pro to me. Oh, I've played some really dumb trophies. I mean, there's one trophy that someone was going to donate for that's like 400 hours long. I mean, why? Right. And I don't think there needs to be a position. I don't think there needs to be, hey, I'm Jim, I'm the trophy guy. But there needs to be some incentive to make good trophies. Someone needs the developer or the whoever's in charge, you know, of the team needs to be okay, for the next few hours we're gonna work on trophies. You know, that's it. That's all you need. Just a little section, you know. And like I said, I understand sometimes games are rushed and trophies could be on the very bottom of the priority list. That's fine. Trophies aren't that important, but they are important. They're not that important, but they are important. So, you know, if you have time, do them. That's not how I feel like it is. I don't feel like any of these companies, even if they have the time, they work on something else. You know, they don't work on the trophies. It should be on the list somewhere. That's all I ask. Not that it's at the top of the list, not that it's at the middle of the list. It could be at the very bottom, but it should be here, somewhere, anywhere. You know, just somebody, please. And again, it's not just the developer either. Sony needs to have some kind of quality control. I don't care. It could be the worst quality control ever. It still wouldn't have let Terminator Salvation go. There's no way. Nobody at Sony would have been like, let's see, 9 gold trophies and 1 platinum, no silvers, no bronzes. All it is beating the game. Ship it. Sounds great. Sounds perfect. Let's do that. That's great. No one would have done that. If anyone was there, anyone had a clue. What's up? You listening to my rant about trophies? Care to weigh in on the trophy debacle? How many trophies do you have? I got lots of trophies.
On a video game or in life?
No. Who cares about real life trophies? Gross. I don't care about real life trophies. I only digital trophies or death. Or me. Who's also death. It's not important, but it's important. But it's not that important. You got it, Subsonics. Now you're understanding my argument.